Welcome to Project 3. We are Around Town. For this project, we decided to continue with our second project. Then we decided to pivot. Our Project 2 started out as a parking resource by students for students. But after the team met with Susan Paulet, Executive Director of Ann Arbor's Downtown Development Authority, we realized that the lack of parking in Ann Arbor wasn't really the problem we needed to be dealing with. Instead, the question was, do students really need cars on campus at all?
To answer this question, we looked back at our survey result from Project 2 and found that students need cars to drive home over breaks and to get around the city of Ann Arbor. So we made a new survey asking students to choose which of these two reasons applied to them the most. We found that 51.4% of people said that they need their car to drive around Ann Arbor or campus, while nearly 30% said that they don't need a car at all.
Based on these results, we decided our Project 3 would be a subscription app. This platform would provide a subscription to Uber, Lyft, Maven, Zipcar, and Spin, the scooters. This would prove to be a cheaper option than having a car on campus and would reduce car congestion around the city. But there are a lot of financial factors for us to consider with a subscription service.
Johnny decided to meet with his mentor to discuss our project. During this meeting, the two of them developed a modified version of our original idea that would eliminate the subscription component but still provide the best value to get around town. We decided to call this idea Around Town. Our app would scan algorithms from Uber, Lyft, Maven, Zipcar, and Spin to tell you which service would be the fastest and cheapest to get you where you need to go.
We discussed our initial assumptions with this idea and decided on 3 critical assumptions. The first is that undergraduate students have a large demand for cheap transportation services. The second is that these students are unaware of the opportunity to leverage the difference in costs of ride services. And the third is that once customers are aware of this opportunity for arbitrage, they will find value in our app and use it often.
To test our critical assumptions, we developed 3 surveys. We sent out the first 2 surveys in group chats immediately and posted on social media. We found that people regularly use Uber, Lyft, and Spin. However, less than 1% of people surveyed indicated that they used Maven and Zipcar. We see this as an opportunity to introduce these services to students. We also found that the most important thing people consider when choosing transportation services is the price, which is a very essential component of our app.
Our second survey showed that people are aware of the varying prices in transportation services. We found that roughly 55% of people we surveyed check between services to compare prices. This showed us that there is a need for our app because our service would streamline price comparisons and save our users time and money, helping them make the best choices to get around town.
From there, we developed our new problem statement, and we established roles.
Our next step was to design a wireframe of the app interface. Users would be able to input their commuting preferences and connect their individual service accounts to the Around Town app. Then, users enter their destination and the app will route them from point A to point B, showing all available options with their respective price and duration.
And we did our third round survey in the form of interviews. We asked some basic questions and showed students our wireframe to gauge interest.
Yeah, I think that would be a great idea because like I was talking about the cost, but also time. Like sometimes I have to get somewhere soon and I have to check both apps to see what would be faster.
And are you interested in using an app like this?
Yeah, I would be interested, yeah.
We plan to make money by charging a referral fee from the services we recommend to our users. The referral fee would be a percentage of the cost of the ride. We have forecasted 3 separate financial projections based on varying referral fee structures of 10%, 7.5%, and 5%. For our financial models, we project modest user adoption of our application month after month, resulting in revenue growth and accumulated profits. In addition, as we see greater adoption of our app, we forecast greater expenditures in terms of marketing and partnerships and app development so that we can scale to meet the needs of our users and offer the absolute best value for getting around town.
From our experience with Project 3, we learned that pivoting should be embraced, not feared. And continuously iterating our problem statement is an integral part of the process. What we initially perceived as a lack of parking in Ann Arbor evolved into promoting the use of existing transportation services while furthering the goals of Ann Arbor's DDA. If If we were to continue this project in the future, we would first hope to bring AroundTown to other college campuses and from there into major metropolitan centers.
Our vision is to be your one-stop shop to get around town.